The boys and the wrestlers may be done for the season, but they can still go crazy in the stands and try to impress the girls. Worland versus Douglas in the 3A state championship game. First quarter, Worland wearing the black. They were making the plays in the early goings. Shayna Soderstrom gives the assist to Haley Lopez, and that results in the first bucket of the game, and it's 2-0. This was the first time ever that the Lady Warriors have made it to the championship game, and they knew they needed to have a good start. Soderstrom will finish the fast break, and she would help her team score the first 6 points of this contest. It took Douglas a while to get going. They needed 5.5 minutes to get their first points, and Ashley Blackburn did all the first quarter scoring. They were thankful that they only trailed 8-4 after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, this game was rather low scoring, and it had good moments and bad. Of course, this is the fourth time this season that these two teams have hooked up. Jessie Underberg had the defense figured out on that play. Now the Lady Bearcats trail 8-6. Last year's state runner-ups wanted to finish last year's job, and they have a second chance to do it. Caitlin Bowe makes the most of that second chance, and her team trails by 1. It's 9-8. Worland was having a bit of a problem getting some points. They've gone 8 minutes without a field goal, and they needed to start producing. Lopez will break the drought as her squad was still maintaining the lead, up 11-8. This part of the game was an important moment for Douglas. Blackburn scores with 5 minutes to go before the break to make it 11-10, but they would not get another bucket between this point and halftime. The Lady Warriors tried to take advantage. Haley Schneider will collect the miss and put the ball back in the hoop for 2 points to make this a 13-10 game. They were looking for opportunities. Soderstrom eventually found one, drove right through it and got the basket, but the opposition was able to counter with free throws to tie this game up at 15-all going into the locker room. Yeah, I got you. Trying to do my job, huh? A pro does not use a tripod. Third quarter, here's something we have not seen yet. In fact, it's the only one that happened all game long. Underberg strikes for 3 of her 10, and Douglas has taken its first lead of this game, now ahead 18-16. Worland would counter. Soderstrom was having a pretty decent game as she would help tie the score at 18, but then the Douglas D would clamp down and keep her away from the hoop. The Lady Warriors had other weapons and other means of attack. This was the only 2 points for Vanessa Caballero, and her team will take them, as they would go back up 20-18. This was the point, though, where the Lady Bearcats started to make their move. Bowe thought about 3, then she decided to play it safe and bank in 2 instead. It worked, and this game is even up again at 20-20. Second chance points were starting to play a factor. Great hustle by Kaylee Notman for the save, and then Blackburn with the finish and 1. The junior had a double-double, 14 points, 11 boards, and the scoreboard reads 24-20. You could kind of get the sense that something was up and that the pendulum was tipping one way. Bailey Brooks with the offensive board and stick back. Douglas was building some momentum, now ahead 26-20, and Worland needed a momentum killer quick. Sequoia Jones grabs the miss and would get her only 2 of the game on this play. Things were getting interesting with a 26-23 score going into the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, this is where titles can be won or lost. The Lady Bearcats were getting more second chances and made the most of them. Brooks with the board, hoop, and hack. The lead is back up to 6. It's 29-23. This next highlight was the most critical one for the Lady Warriors. Carly Cottrell will make her only contribution of the game when this play was said and done with, but that was the only field goal of the quarter. Her teammates only managed 1 more point in the remaining 5 minutes of the game. What it all boiled down to in the end was that one team produced in the fourth quarter and the other did not, and second chance points. Blackburn will illustrate one last time, and she'll put this game to bed. After a disastrous finish last year on a possible undefeated season, Douglas kept it together this time to bring home their first state championship since 2005 and deny Worland their first ever. Final score 37-26, as the Lady Bearcats would finish the season with a record of 25-3.